Hi, I'm Monica Santiago, and today we're going to be working on developing the muscles that our children have in their little fingers. So we're going to be working on our fine motor skills. Okay, so what I'm going to be working with is some dough that I made at home. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. So if you make your dough or you have Play-Doh, you can use that. And then what I'm going to use is I grabbed the top from a container it was from a cinnamon, and I use recycled materials here at home. And then the next thing we're going to do, so we just need our dough, our top, and then guess what? Our imagination. We need to encourage and help the children be able to use their imagination. So what you're going to do is you're going to make up a story, any story. You know your child better than I do. So if they're interested in turtles, you're going to be talking about turtles. If they're interested in birds, you're going to be talking about birds. So or maybe a puppy they're interested in because they don't have a dog, and they want a puppy. So what you're going to do is you're going to work with something of an animal that they're interested in. Okay, so here's my story, and I'm going to be using this red top. And you're going to say, one day I was walking down the street when this turtle came up to me, and he looked very hungry. Oh, and I said, hi, turtle, how are you doing? And the turtle told me that he was hungry. So this is going to be our turtle, and this is going to be our food. So what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to make some food for our little friend, the turtle. So here's our turtle, and here's his food. Now this is too big for him. He's going to choke. So we need to be able to make some small little pieces of food so that he can be able to eat it and feel good because he is so hungry. Okay. Now remember, when you're doing this with the child, whatever you give the child, you need to have the same thing, so that they can also do what you're doing and you're able to imitate what they're doing. So you're going to have the same item. So they're also going to have a top, and they're going to also have some dough. So then what you're going to do is you're going to explain how it's going to be done. Oh, how can we make this so that our turtle doesn't choke? Some of them will say, oh, we can cut it in half. Now, if they don't come up with any ideas, you're there to support them. So you can say something like, I wonder if I can, look at that. We can pinch it. We're going to pinch it, and then we're going to row. Now, if the child has not developed any strength in their fingers yet, this may be very difficult for them. So what they may need is for you to help them by suggesting other ways for them to be able to make the food. So maybe you'll say, why don't we pinch? If they're having trouble, say, why don't we pinch? And then why don't we try to roll it like this on the table? And look at this, as I'm rolling, it's getting thinner, but it's getting long. And now I can just pinch some small little pieces of food here. Now, as you increase your activities with the dough, and the kids get into really playing with the dough that you have, then you're going to notice that their fine motor skills and the muscles in their fingers are going to be very strong. And that's exactly what you're aiming for. You want your child to be able to get that strength. So when it comes down to writing, with coloring, so that you might see this when they're first doing it, but then as soon as they start to develop, they're going to be able to do all kinds of things. They're going to be able to start cutting, because that also takes the little strength in your fingers. And I know most of y'all, we tie our kids' shoes or we have the Velcro. Well, guess what? Once these fingers have got strength in them, and we've developed the strength on the fingers for the children, they're going to be able to learn and tie their own shoes. Isn't that great? Okay, so this lesson, fine motor skills, let's make it fun. So what you're going to do is the Play-Doh, make up a story, find an item around the house that you want to be part of that story. And remember, whatever you have, the child needs to have as well. And you're going to be working with the child, and you're going to be able to spice up that creativity that they have, because the kids have all kinds of imagination. You give them a box and they're going to come up with all kinds of stuff. So let's go ahead and let's encourage activities doing at home with your imagination, and let's see what kind of stories they come up with. Have fun with your child creating the muscles and straighten the muscles that they have in their fingers.